Hi ladies, JJ here. Welcome to our YouTube page and our first topic, which is our coming out story. I probably came out when I was about 24. Not really sure because, it was kind of a process for me. I knew I liked women, but I was married and I had 2 kids. So, there's a lot of feelings and mixed emotions of who I was and what I felt and where I belonged and was I doing the right thing, etc., etc. I met my first girlfriend, though, when I was about 23 years old in Texas, and I ended up leaving my sperm donor, which is the boy's dad, who is my ex-husband, for her. And it was during that time as when I really found out who I was. But I didn't really come out fully as a lesbian for a while. I maintained the label as bisexual. I found it was more acceptable to society and to the people I knew, and it was just easier than having to explain that, oh, I got pregnant, and oh, I felt like I had to get married. So I just went along with, yeah, I'm bi because I have kids, and yeah, I'm bi because I was married, and I lived that life for a while, even though I was in a committed relationship with a woman for quite a while. And it wasn't until I moved back to New Mexico after her and I broke up that I decided that once I came back here, I was going to be fully out. There was no, I'm bisexual, because I knew I wasn't. I knew that I liked women. I knew that I wanted to be with women. I knew that I felt me when I was with a woman. So when I came back home, I was single. And I kind of talked to my grandparents a little bit about it. Being their Christian background, being that they're so religious and conservative, they told me it was just a phase and that I'd grow out of it. And the reason being is because I was around abuse when I was younger, and I was abused when I was younger, and that I just didn't trust men, and that I'd get over it eventually. And they always hoped that I would meet a guy. Well, it never happened, and it still hasn't happened. They like to throw little jabs at me here, like every now and then, about who I am, but they do see that I'm not any different as the little girl that they raised when I was growing up, and that I've turned out pretty good. So they don't have a lot to say. They're accepting, but they don't approve. I don't know how much sense that makes, but that's kind of how it is with them. My mom, she lives in the Bay Area, and she had no reaction. She wasn't for it. She wasn't against it. If anything, she's been really supportive. She even wanted to take me and my kids to Gay Day at Disneyland when I first came out. So that wasn't an issue there. I think my biggest concern and my biggest fear was coming out to my girlfriends, who are a bunch of straight girls who I've known since I was 13, 14 years old. And my biggest worry was that they weren't going to accept me, or they were going to befriend me, or they were going to judge who I was. If anything, they've ended up being my biggest supporters. They love me for who I am. They ask questions all the time, and they don't treat me any different. I've been very blessed in my life as who I am now, even though it was a process, and it was a scary process. So anybody who hasn't come out yet, take your time. Do what you feel is right. I encourage you. We're here to talk to you about it or guide you in any way. So there it is, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again. Till next time, ciao bellas.